Welcome to another edition of 42 Straight Years In. On my Crackhead update. Yesterday, me and my old lady and her sister, we was walking over by the park and Super Crip, and I guess that's his old lady, was arguing. And she kept spitting in his face and she would run from him. So finally he caught up with her. He hit her with about 10 body shots. She folded up, he slung her on the ground. He let her up. She spit on him. Then she'll run again. Now, all while this is going on, it's a little boy and a girl there. I guess that's their kids. One of the kids look just like him. Little kids ain't crying. Normally a kid see his mom getting assaulted, they'll start crying. These two kids didn't say anything. And man, Super Crip, man, she would run. She spit. He'd catch her. He'd hit her in the body about 10 times, sling her on the grass, slap her a couple times. She'd get up, spit again, and it just went on and on. They went all the way across the street doing the same thing. What's the outcome on that? I don't know. Later on, I saw 3 cars of cops going in his direction, so I don't know if she called the cops or what. But that's my Crackhead update. Y'all know what it is. Get your shanks out. And let's get ready to ride. We just gonna kick it today, man. A lot of people in the comment section asked me, Tim Snow asked me how old Cat was. Well, when I got to Ramsey in 76, I had been transferred to 2 prisons. I arrived at Eastham unit. I only made it there 4 months, and they transferred me to Ramsey 2. From Ramsey 2, I was there about 4 months, and from there over to Ramsey 1. Now, when I got there, Cat was 45 years old. He had been working for the prison system since he was 18, so he had been around a long time. Now, people ask me about Johnny Armstrong. Johnny Armstrong had a life sentence for murder from Dallas, and he served 12 years before he was granted. He got 3 parole denials, and he made parole in 1984. And he got killed in a car wreck up on Central Expressway, which is about 2 blocks from where I live right now. That's where he got killed at, in a car accident. People would ask me about comparisons. Do I think Johnny Armstrong could whoop Bear? Of course he could. Bear was just a big dude. Bear, and plus Bear used a weapon. He had a long ass chain, about yay long. He got in his hand all the time. A big ass chain. And he will rack you across your head with that. He ain't doing no bullshitting with you. So Bear wasn't known for no fighting ability. And plus, he's way older than Johnny Armstrong. Now, Bear went home while Cat was still there, before they took Cat's warden position. Bear went home in 1978. He was released on parole on a life sentence. He had served 22 years for a triple homicide. You know, I can understand guys back in the day. You know, later years, I thought about things. I can understand those guys would go out and do all that hard ass work. It's a give and take situation. You was being granted parole back in the day. They was getting people out of prison. Texas wasn't gonna spend all that money building no new prison. They wasn't doing none of that shit. They was getting people out of prison. Now, it's a couple of cases you had. A couple of things you was convicted of, you wasn't gonna be released. You was gonna serve a long time. Multiple homicide. Use a mass. RAPIST. You ain't going nowhere. Anything against law enforcement, you ain't going nowhere. All the robbery, drug cases, all those type cases, those people were being granted parole and release. A lot of guys had life, man. They was not serving no long time on that life sentence. And people ask me about the commissary compared to then to now. Well, under the old commissary, they didn't sell ramen noodle soups. Commissary was extremely cheap. Before they banned the tobacco products in 1994, that opened the door for contraband in Texas prison. It was going to be contraband coming in eventually, but not, that opened the floodgates. It's a big black market for cigarettes. I mean, a big black market. You got tobacco product, man, it's going to sell. I guarantee you won't have it long. It's going to sell. Back in the day, everything in the commissary was the same it was in the supermarket. Sandwich spread, mustard, peanut butter, jelly, all came in glass jars, just like it was in the supermarket. All the food was, roast beef was in cans. A can of chili, Wolf brand chili, was in a can. It wasn't in a pouch like they got it now. And commissary was very affordable. When I first came to prison, a pack of cigarettes was 36 cents. And they had any type of cigarette in that commissary. You want pipes, any type of cigar. They even let you buy lighter fluid. They sold Zippo lighters. You could have lighter fluid. And they had, one while they didn't have these butane lighters. You had to buy matches. Everybody had matches. Then they came up with the butane lighters. But at first it was just matches. And commissary, when I first came to prison, you could only spend $30. They had script books. You sign up every 2 weeks for a script book. And in that book, it was just like it was just like a coupon book. It had $5. Depends on what amount of money. You could sign up for a $1 book, a $5 book, a $10 book, a $20 book, or a $30 book. And we didn't have ID cards. Your ID was wrote on your clothes. Your name, your number was on your shirt and your pants. Had your name and number on it. There was no ID cards. They came up with ID cards in '82 and got rid of the script books. But Texas prison didn't get ramen noodle soups until around '80. I was at Cofield when the ramen noodle soups came in. I believe that'd be around '88. Before then, the go-to food was peanut butter and jelly. It was affordable, and a lot of guys stacked up on peanut butter and jelly. So when they got the munchies real bad, they'd make them a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. But commissary was totally different. They sold the same always had Bluebell ice cream. And they sold some cookies I saw some cookies here in a Dollar General. Next time I'm by a Dollar General, I'm going to go in there and see if I can find these cookies. It was called True Blue. Big ass bag of sandwich cookies. 3 rolls in them. Man, all inmates loved to eat True Blues. And those True Blues caused a lot of guys to get beat up, and it turned a lot of guys out. They get in debt, them 2-for-1 cookies, and can't pay. Depends on the prison you was at. They had a policy. You gamble or you borrow shit, you can't pay it back, you pay with your ass. That was the law. A lot of guys got turned out with True Blue cookies. Some cookie monsters. And once at Ramsey, a white guy came on the chain. And before you get to a prison, the warden already know you coming, and he already know about you. He already know about you, what type of inmate you are, your name, where you from, your conviction. He know all that information before you even get there. Before your records even arrive, they send him a teletype. Well, anyway, this particular day, Barrel was somewhere. I think he was on the cell block he lived on. He was typing a letter or he was doing something. He wasn't at the searcher's desk where he normally be at. So I got to go out and get the change because I do work in the count room with Cat. Now Cat tell me, he said, I got one coming on the chain that belonged to me. You tell them niggas I said they better not mess with this guy. Better not mess with him at all. Now, when Cat used nigger, he's not being derogatory. He called white boys niggas. He called Hispanic niggas. He's not being derogatory. That's just the way he talked, and just the way they talked at Ramsey. Everybody was called nigger. They ain't give a shit about what race you was. You called nigger over there. And go out to the chain to get this guy. Well, he owned 3 tire shops now. I'm not going to call his name. He's doing good. He got 3 tire shops right here in Dallas. And I look at this guy. I'm saying to myself, well, he must got something going on with Cat. But I look at the ring on his finger. See, 33 3rd degree Mason. Cat got the same ring on. Same damn ring on. So I get the guy information, get his records, get all the files, say, all right, come on, man, come go with me, man. Take him in the chain room, lock him up. Now the turnkey that was in the hallway, the head turnkey, I specifically told him, Cat said, nobody bother this guy. Nobody bother him. He said, all right, man. He know not to go against what Cat said. He know not to do it. Well, anyway, they put this guy in the chain room. And there's no restroom in the chain room. There's nowhere you can use the toilet. And he been riding that bus all the way from Huntsville. They leave out of Huntsville about 3:30 in the morning, coming to the southern prisons. They got a lot of stops to make. And when they make it to Ramsey, it's going to be about 7 or 8 in the morning by the time that bus make it to Ramsey from Huntsville. And this guy had asked, could he use the restroom? And old stupid ass turnkey named Morgan, I hated that son of a bitch. That's a sorry fucker, man. He just dry fuck over people. Just dry dude. He take everything to the extreme. I mean, he take it to the extreme. Some of those guys were really laid back. They wouldn't do you no dirt unless you totally disrespect the inmate rules or the prison rules. Other than that, they wouldn't do nothing to you. Wouldn't say nothing to you, wouldn't bother you at all. But this fucker here would bother you. And he always assaulting somebody out in that hallway. Always, all the time. So the guy asked him, could he use the restroom? He unlocked the door, let him out, then slapped him. Called him all kind of names, slapped him, then let him use the restroom. When he get through using the restroom, he slap him again, take him back in the chain room and lock him up. Just so happened, I come down the hallway. I got to come back and ask him his clothes size so I can take it to the laundry and they can get his clothes and get his sheets and blankets and all that stuff. I see the guy, face is red as hell. So I say, Morgan said, Morgan mumbled, he said, yeah, man, I beat the hell out of that hoe there, man. I asked the dude, I said, man, that dude jump you? He said, yeah, he slapped me, man. I told her, I said, say, man, Cat had said nobody bother this guy. But ain't nobody told me. I say, well, I told the head turnkey, Doll Eyes, not supposed to bother this man here. I said, I ain't got no other choice but to go back to Cat. Man, I didn't know. Nobody, Doll Eyes ain't said nothing to me. Doll Eye probably said something to him. I don't know what happened on that, but Cat asked Doll Eye, did you tell him, turnkey, not to bother this guy? He said, I told him, we got somebody belonging to you and don't mess with him. That's what Doll Eye said right in his face. So I go in there and tell Cat, I said, say, that guy that's in the chain room that you didn't want nobody to bother to, I said, Morgan done slapped this man, beat him up. He said, yep. He went in his desk drawer and got his gloves and came out. Just so happened, Big Bird's walking up. And he said, come walk with me down to the chain room. So all three of us go down to the chain room. He called Morgan over there. He said, you think you running this damn prison? No, sir, Cat. No, I don't run nothing. You run it, warden. You the warden. He said, I specifically said nobody bother this man. I said, nobody bother this man. But you going to take it up on your own to run my prison, and I done told you not to do something. So Burrow slapped him. Pow! Rest of the turnkeys get on his ass. They take him to the jailhouse. And they favorite saying on Ramsey, if you got into it on Ramsey out in that hallway, them turnkeys, you're going to hear Big Burrow say, you better get, you motherfucker. You better get. Boy, he ain't bullshitting. You better get to that jailhouse. I mean, you better be running. All the way down there, turnkey going to be swinging, hitting you, kicking. You better not fall down. They're going to stomp the hell out you. You better not fall. Now, he was a turnkey. Now, they didn't turn on his ass. And he's so damn sorry. I'm standing there, I said, yeah, that's going to be a good deed. Plus, I never liked this sorry bastard. He from Dallas. And he's sorry, man. He is sorry. I was saying to myself, this is a good deed, best deed I've seen these turnkeys do is whoop one of their own ass. They lock him up in the jailhouse. I'll get to what happened to him later on. Anyway, Cat gets the guy, tell one of the turnkeys to unlock the chain room, let this guy out, take him down to his office. And first thing come out of this guy's mouth when he saw Cat, he looking at that ring on Cat's finger, that Mason ring. He said, you a traveling man? And Cat respond. All Masons know what the response is. I travel from the east, travel to the west in search of knowledge. And he hit him up with some different signs. I'm sitting there looking. I said, man, this stuff really works. Cat assigned this man to work in the commissary. Placed him on 2 wing where he won't be bothered by nobody. And he didn't have to go to the fields. In a Texas prison in the 70s, man, everybody had to hit them damn fields. Man, it was hardly any exceptions. You got by out of them fields, it was a miracle. And they didn't give a damn. You had to be sick as a dog for not to be assigned to field work. If you couldn't do the field work, they would put you in the garden squad. They don't work quite as hard as the field workers. But your ass was going to work 5 days a week, sun up to sundown. Now, later, I would catch the guy sometime in the gym, and he showed me a couple of these signs. Later on in years, I had to use it to save my ass. I was in some trouble. And I saw a disciplinary captain had the same ring on. He showed me how to say it. How the Mason say, I'm in trouble, I need help. How to do the sign, I stand firm. He taught, I never forgot that. And I was in some hell of a trouble. And up for a parole, got assault on an inmate with a weapon, knowing that they'll send my ass to high security because I had an Estelle unit. They got high security at Estelle. And they will lock your ass up over there so fast it'll make your head spin. They don't do no bullshitting over there. And this disciplinary captain, he let me make it. He dropped a fighting from a weapon. Fighting with the weapon, assault on the inmate with the weapon to refusing to obey a direct order. That's what he dropped it to. Gave me 15 days cell restriction, 15 days commissary restriction, and 15 days rec. I didn't give a shit. Hell, I worked in the infirmary. I'd go out every day. They got TVs and all kind of stuff back there in the hospital. And I didn't watch TV that much no way. So I didn't care. I was gone 4 o'clock in the morning, come in about 10 at night. So it didn't bother me, this restriction. Let me see, what else? Yeah, people ask me about, oh Lord. When oh Lord came to Ramsey, oh Lord was 75 years old. When he came to Ramsey, still riding the horse. You got to look at this man started working for the prison system in 1921. That's why he had zero tolerance with inmates. Can you imagine what a prison was like in 1921? They ain't do no bullshitting with you at all. Now, Texas prison it would have been much better there if they could have curtailed all the inmate guard violence. They couldn't stop it. They had too much of it going on. And the hard-ass field work. Other than that, they could have kept that same system in place if they could have curtailed that violence and that hard-ass labor. I'm going to tell you what working in the fields feel like. Any guy who ever played sports, you've been at football practice in this hot Texas sun, 90 degrees, full pads, contact. Then you go to basketball practice and run them steps in the gym and run the floor. That's about what a full day's work felt like. Until you was used to it, you're going to be a tired motherfucker every day until you got used to it. Everybody's not physically fit. You know, in your lifetime, you want to put out some good energy in the universe in order to receive some good energy back. It's extremely hard to do in a penal institution, especially in the modern prison. Basically, all the inmates have a herd mentality. That's why it's all the gangs. They got a herd mentality. And you ought to see some of the gang leaders. Man, they pathetic. They wire these fools up, get them life sentence. The guy got a 10-year sentence, get him life. They in ad seg, rotting like hell. They don't want to be in that ad seg. That is hard fucking time. They do not want to be in ad seg. But you a confirmed gang member in Texas, that's where your ass to be housed at. Now, they don't consider Tongo Blasts, Crips and Bloods, Gangster Disciples. They don't consider those. Those are not prison gangs. So those guys are allowed to live in population. If you're a member of a prison gang, your ass will be confined to administrative segregation for the length of your sentence until you denounce your gang affiliation. That's the only way out. One way out. Okay, y'all follow me over on Patreon. And I need my likes. You don't be out to bullshitting about my likes. They going down. I need them. Don't cost you nothing. Y'all like and subscribe. And I thank you for watching.